Well, hello everyone, welcome to SAMA. Today I'm going to present to you a new device that we have created as part of the MiraMate range of products. Anything which doesn't require a computer or a doctorate in science to operate, we put it under the MiraMate brand. And we have developed a new machine to introduce healing magnetic fields into our body. It's called Magic Pro. We've got already 2 members of the Magic family. It's the youngest one is the Mini Magic. That's the little portable pulse EMF device that you turn on, select one of 3 power intensities, and just leave the coils on your body all day. Battery powered, so it can last all day. You can change the battery or use rechargeable batteries for the next day. The next bigger brother up in the lineage is Big Magic, that uses a body mat to apply the healing frequencies to your body. That is designed to be used next to your bed or any other flat surface, and it treats a larger surface area of your body. The Mini Magic is ideal for acute conditions, and the Big Magic is more for chronic conditions you've had for a long period of time. But we've risen the bar, as we do, and we've now got our Magic Pro. So drum roll please, I'll start the presentation and show you what it's all about. As soon as it lets me play. Okay, MiraMate Magic Pro, superior analog pulsed EMF for a more effective natural therapy. Now there's 2 words which you may have picked up on and thought, oh yeah, here we go, sales talk. Well, disregard the superior, of course you put superior in there, but analog. Why analog pulsed EMF? Maybe many of you have not heard the term analog pulsed EMF. And what makes it more effective and natural? Well, the purpose of the presentation today is to explain this and more. Okay, we are today officially announcing the Magic Pro, and we're going to explain in this episode of SAMA just how it works. Now, it's, in our honest opinion, one of the world's best audio pulsed EMF devices. I know it's all pulsed EMF manufacturers say theirs is the best, but it's really the points of difference that are quite amazing with this unit. The largest point of difference is this is analog pulsed EMF. So best described like this. Most pulsed EMF devices give pulses of energy. That means sudden on and then sudden off. There's no signals in between. It's a very harsh signal, but because it's a sharp signal, it enters into your cells, and your cells convert those magnetic fields into electric currents that perform healing. The downside of digital pulsed EMF, which is what almost all other pulsed EMF is that it's not talking in a language that your body is used to. when we talk, we don't talk digitally. We are not computers. Our language is analog. With Magic Pro, the signals from Magic Pro are analog. So it can reproduce anything that you are able to hear and present it in the same magnetic field. So that's really the biggest point of difference, I guess. I mean, it's got a huge mat, as you can see in this picture here. You could probably fit the whole family on that mat. But it can certainly charge your entire body if you lie down on there. Because it's analog and it can communicate with language, using language, its effects can also be more subtle. If you do meditation, you can run a sacred sutra in the background, and even though your ears will not hear it, every cell in your body will, and the effects will be there.
We are part of a great universe made from countless particles, an energy which flows through all things, connecting us with the universe. Sometimes you may feel pain, feel low, have difficulty falling asleep. Your immune system may become weak. When the energy in your body is temporarily out of balance. Magic Pro, the world's best audio PEMF device, can help restore energy balance. Magic Pro uses analog PEMF technology to provide you with a more natural pulsed electromagnetic field. It can charge your entire body with natural energy using a specially designed mat. Advanced analog PEMF can transform sound into healing energy, forming waves of therapeutic fields, reach you up like the fountain of youth, rejuvenating and repairing every one of your imbalanced cells. Your natural cellular balance returns, and your health blossoms once again. Magic Pro has a foldable mat, which is soft, air permeable, and skin friendly. The mat is full size, so you can enjoy deep, whole body cellular repair. Magic Pro has been designed for simple operation. Choose the best programs from our comprehensive frequency database. One button turns Magic Pro on, starting your journey of re-establishing energy equilibrium. Improve sleep, reduce pain, overcome emotional struggle, and restore good health and vitality. The natural healing energy of Magic Pro comes from heaven and earth, from flowers and trees, and the harmony of music. Magic Pro, natural healing.
It's quite a nice presentation. The more I learn about healing, the more I realize the importance of succinct signals, small signals. Sometimes all that you need is to restore your body's balance. If you are sick, you think back a few years when you weren't feeling unwell. The difference in your body state between then and now, it might have been just a very, very small event that tipped things out of your favor and started your snowballing down to ill health. What Magic Pro can do is help restore your body's balance, energy balance, back to how it was before. Okay, into the details. Now, it's a dual channel analog pulse EMF device. You've heard me mixing the word analog with audio. They are one and the same. You can send sound to this mat, and because it is an audio, because it's because it's an analog device, the mat becomes like a transmitter of sound, almost like a loudspeaker, and sends that plain pure information to your body. Now, because it's analog, it can do little signals. It can do the water flowing down a stream. It can do a rock band. It can do anything. It can do regular pulsed EMF, which is just regular spikes, tick, 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 tick. We have a program for that anyway, to emulate big magic and mini magic. But with analog pulsed EMF, it's closer to the way that your body normally works. If your body was digital, you'd be unable to walk smoothly. You'd be walking in jerks. You'd be like a robot, which is digital. We are inherently analog ourselves, so it makes sense to use an analog healing signal to resolve problems in our body. Because it is a dual analog device, it can do binaural beats, which is a method of introducing very special signals into your body, entrainment signals. You may have used binaural beats in the past using headphones. Well, this can do it magnetically to every cell in your body. Okay, why you should choose Magic Pro? Well, it's the best audio pulsed EMF device, possibly the only commercial one, I'm not sure. It's got a full-sized foldable mat. It really is a large mat with a massive treatment area. And it's got Bluetooth support, so you can connect phones or any other, it could be your computer, it can be your iPad, it could be anything. It's got Bluetooth and able to transmit audio through Bluetooth. It's connected onto your Bluetooth channel and you are away. Very, very simple. Okay, these are the things that you get in your package. They're explained a little bit further later on in the video. And the specifications of the unit are there. I think it's missed out a video. No? Why you need Magic Pro? You've seen that one, okay. Okay, the specifications, the maximum peak power that this unit can produce is 200 watts. So that's a lot of power that is capable of producing. It's got 96 coils distributed within the mat. And each coil is, what's that converted to inches? 4 inches in diameter. And each of those coils goes over 1,000 Gauss in field strength. It's got the full audio range. of frequencies, and it can treat optimally up to 15.5 inches away from the mat. So that's truly most people's bodies. And the waveform is any waveform, analog or digital. And it can be run continuously. There's no duty cycle. You don't have to run it and then wait for that to allow the unit to cool down. It's made from polycarbonate and ABS plastic. The mat size is 2 meters by 3.5 centimeters. It's I don't know how long that is in imperial, but it's tall, something like 6 feet, I think. And it's a quality unit all the way through. Okay, it runs from a power adapter, which is suitable for whichever country it's shipped. It's a 240 watt power supply with a bit of a margin for safety. All the connectors on this unit are aviation connectors. We chose aviation connectors because they're very robust and very high quality. And the audio, it's either Bluetooth or with a cable. It's a 3.5mm audio socket which accepts signals from a phone, from MP3 players, through anything, almost anything. Okay, how to use it? Well, okay, Magic Pro converts any audio signal into magnetic signals. It can be done 2 ways, as I mentioned just a little bit earlier, Bluetooth or through cable. Bluetooth, you turn on your phone, turn on Bluetooth, and you just search for the Bluetooth device, which is called MP1000. MP stands for Magic Pro. And then once it's connected, any audio from your phone will be redirected to Magic Pro. The other option is cable connection, where you plug one side of the cable, one end of the cable I should say, to the audio input socket, and the other one you plug into your phone. You turn the unit on and you're away. The analog pulsed EMF is silent. You won't hear it because it is a pure magnetic field. But we do provide a tester, a coil tester, which now people who've got our other pulsed EMF devices will be familiar with our coil testers, but this one, because it's an audio pulsed EMF device, it has an audio earpiece for testing. You put this in your ear and you listen to whatever sound you're putting out. We recommend testing with music because music's easy to listen to. If you're using a pure frequency that is above your natural hearing range, you may be thinking that the unit is not producing a signal when it is. So it's best to test at least using a music track. The lights on the top of Magic Pro flash in accordance with the signal that's passing through it. So if you're playing music, you'll see it flash quite wildly. If you're running a frequency program, the lights may not flash. They will be flashing, but they will be flashing faster than your eyes can perceive the flash.
How to use Magic Pro.
Communicates with your cells in their own language to safely and
Package
naturally.
contents.
Oops.
PMF mat.
It looks small there, but it's huge.
Main unit.
This is the main unit here.
Storage bag.
It's a large bag, holds everything.
Audio cable. Power adapter.
It's going too fast.
Coil tester. User manual. Operational instructions. Step 1. Connect the power cord into the adapter. Step 2. Insert the small round power adapter plug into the main unit.
You can see the quality on those connectors.
Step 3. Plug the mat into the main unit.
You'll see that there's 4 holes in the socket. That is because it's a dual output device, able to run binaural beat or stereo audio.
Step 4. Plug the power adapter into a mains power source.
Your unit will not
Step
need the
5.
adapter.
Press the power button for 2 seconds to turn on Magic Pro. The light should turn on. Step 6. Send audio to Magic Pro using any Bluetooth device or directly via the cable. You may choose your own sound source. When playing, the top light may blink. Step 7. Lie on the mat for at least 30 minutes every day. There is no maximum time limit. When you finish, press the power button for 2 seconds to turn off Magic Pro. The magnetic signals from Magic Pro are inaudible. You can confirm everything is running correctly by placing the coil tester near or on the mat while the audio is playing. You will hear the audio from the earplug.
Those warnings are the same for all pulse EMF devices, not just Magic Pro. So try not to use it underwater while you're having a bath. Don't plug or unplug with wet hands. Don't pull it apart. But it's just normal thing for every pulse EMF device on the market. Now, we're having, as we often do, a promotion for the first month of sale for Magic Pro. We have promotions because we want to get the ball rolling, but also more importantly, we want to thank the customers that have supported us to date. And the people that buy first from us are most often our existing customers. And so the special offer for the month is the sale price has been reduced to $17.28, which is a 10% discount. It's valid until June the 8th, so you can take your time. That's 1 month. During the sale period, if you do purchase Magic Pro, you will receive some free gifts, which are a mat protector, which is like a sheet that slides over the mat, a mindful audio device. Mindful audio is this device here. It's the device that plays audio. Well, I wonder if I can. This is mindful audio now. Let's see if it's got the track. Wow. This is a plain frequency program that is running. Doesn't sound very nice, but it's a mixture of many different frequencies at once, which again Magic Pro can do. Magic Pro can send 20, 30, 40 frequencies simultaneously to your body, something that other pulse EMF devices cannot do. And that program there was one such program. I think maybe there was about 12 different frequencies and beats simultaneously being broadcast to Magic Pro. So this is another one of the programs that you'll be getting free when you do purchase Magic Pro. In fact, one of the programs that we give is Angel's Caress. Angel's Caress is 21 frequencies broadcast simultaneously. These frequencies are the frequencies that are the most healing frequencies, the ones that are most popular for healing all throughout the world within the Royal Rife databases. We've combined 21 of them and put them into one soundtrack, especially to be played through Magic Pro. And we call it Angel's Caress. We've got a program for sleep as well, because it's a gentle pulsed EMF. It doesn't pulse bang, 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 bang. If you've ever tried to sleep with someone hammering, well, you'll understand why digital pulsed EMF is not necessarily the ideal. You need to really go to analog pulsed EMF to assist with sleeping or relaxing. So the gifts are the Mat Protector, Mindful Audio Player, and also a 90-day membership for the Frequency Heals app. Frequency Heals is an app which provides you with a massive range of frequencies, and it's all available online for you to choose and run. Okay, and that's the end of the formal presentation. Now, I guess there's a few questions come up, and I can see they've come up, so I'll try and answer them. Now I'm told that some questions may come through on my phone. So if I'm looking down, I'm just looking at this thing here, my phone, to see what questions have come through. Okay. Okay. No questions have come through. So I'll just answer the questions that have come through the online viewers. Wow. Dr. Barani from Malaysia, world leader in advanced scalar energy products. I'd like to have a talk with you sometime. Please drop me a line. I'd love to have a chat. Okay. Okay, questions. Chronic fatigue, and I've been going to speak to in Mexico. Now, if you've got chronic fatigue, that Magic Pro would be the device I'd recommend. I would set it up on my bed. I'd make sure my bed is nice and firm, and I'd lay the mat down so I'm on it every time I'm on my bed. And I'd be wanting to run Angel's Caress, that program, which is one of the 4 programs you get in the free package if you buy it in this month, because that program will encompass and help resolve an enormous number of health conditions, as well as balancing your body again. So Angel's Caress will be the one I'd run. And you say your mitochondria. Well, yes, it would be mitochondria. Your cellular energy is low, and it's being reflected on a macro level with your entire body. So if you have chronic fatigue, I really would suggest pulsed EMF general. So it could be any pulsed EMF device, doesn't have to be one of ours, but I think ideally you'd want to go to analog pulsed EMF. And we've got just the machine for you. Okay, I know being work with Magic Pro. Okay. You do need to introduce a signal to Magic Pro. Magic Pro, when you turn it on, will not be running because it's got no sound to send. You have to send sound information to Magic Pro for it to translate that into a magnetic field. Spooky 2 has audio. Magic Pro is not Spooky 2. It's a MiraMate product. And so I'm going to assume that I'm assuming that you're asking about speakers. We do have that facility. And I see that Eura has answered your question online, to go to an online link. Okay. What is the complete range of audios to heal various ailments? Is it sold separately? Sanjay, we've got a massive database. Our Frequency Heals website has got the most comprehensive database of audios for specific conditions. So I recommend you go to the website and see what is available. You do need to run different audios for specific conditions if that is your goal. If your goal is to raise your emotional if you want to resolve emotional issues, then you can go even to the point of playing the music that lifts you up. Only Magic Pro can do that. But more specifically, you can run programs which assist you with your sleep, and through restored sleep, then your body can self-heal. There's no limit to what you can do with Magic Pro. You can be as specific as you like and choose the particular program for one particular function, or you can go whole body. You can apply it in a spiritual way, you can apply it in a scientific way. Georgia purchased MiraMate Pulse EMF kit big 2 weeks ago. Is this the same? We didn't sell it 2 weeks ago, Georgia. Please contact our sales staff or our support team, and they will have the answer to you. They will look up the record, see what you bought, and we always do our absolute best to keep our customers happy. We never leave you high and dry, so just have words with them. Chronic fatigue syndrome, Marley, yes, it would certainly help with chronic fatigue syndrome. Chronic fatigue can be caused by many different factors. It can be even hereditary, it can be viral, it could be environment, as in toxins, EMFs, it could be a whole plethora of things. But at the core of it is raising your cellular potential, and pulsed EMF is wonderful for that in general. But Magic Pro, because it's full body, because it's got the 200 watts peak power, it's got the capabilities of making the changes that are necessary in your body to restore your energy. Can you use other healing music with the mindful audio? Absolutely. Why not? Why not? It doesn't have to be from us, it could be from anyone. And on YouTube, There's a lot of healing music there, a lot of healing music. And have you ever wondered, gosh, it would be wonderful if every cell in my body could hear, not just my ears and my brain. What if, there was a way that I could send it to my entire body? Well, Magic Pro does that. So yes, you can use the programs which are available on YouTube. You can use binaural beats, which is a very powerful way of sending low frequencies to your body and entraining your body, putting it back into balance. And Magic Pro can do that because it's dual channel. How would you compare the MiraMate Magic Pro with the scaler used with audio? Well, our scaler device is mono. So it's only one channel. You can't superimpose, do phase shifting or other tricks that are necessary for advanced healing. So there really are two different beasts. Specifically for audio, I guess the comparison would be between a Volkswagen and a Mercedes. Both get you from A to B, but one just does it much nicer. Scalar is an amazing device which never ceases to surprise us in its capabilities, and that too can send audio, and people have been using this specific very often for meditation, and they find that it assists for their meditation. And it's the same with Magic Pro. It's just two very similar applications: sound, audio, language, using different ways. And Yura has also answered by giving a website and a few more words. Bob Walcott, I know that name from somewhere. He's one of our Spooky 2 friends who contributes a great portion of his time, energy, answering people's questions on the forum and helping people out. So thank you, Bob, for all that you do for us. What we have found is that more and more people are joining our Spooky 2 family because we're different from the others. We blush when we try and promote products, but of course, I guess people need to know about them. Okay, can we connect the Magic Pro to a Spooky 2 generator and run programs from the database? I was asked that very same question by another forum member, Bob, and I said to this person, you can, but it's a massive step backwards. Because the math is so big that the minuscule energy that the generators put out is spread over a large area. It wouldn't really produce any measurable magnetic field. I said the bottom line is basically no. You can certainly make an adapter cable and it won't hurt the generator, as you know. Oh, no, you're asking something different. You are saying, can we connect the Magic Pro, like the main unit, to a generator? Okay, again, the answer is no, because the signal level from a generator is too big. It's the other way. Audio signals are generally around 1 or 200 millivolts. That's 0.1 or 0.2 volts, whereas our generators can go to plus or minus 10 volts. So you'd probably make something become rather hurt. You might blow something up on the Magic Pro. But if you use a adapter cable and a little box in the middle with 2 resistors, you can divide the voltage. So it steps down 10 volts down to 0.2 of a volt using a 20-to-1 attenuator. Yeah. And that way you could do it 20-to-1, 10, yeah, something like that. But anyway, you use 2 resistors and you just tap off one of the resistors and get the smaller signal, and then you put your cable onto there. I'm sure someone's going to want to do it. But it's again a step in the wrong direction, and this is why. If you listen to the generator output using headphones, quality headphones, you will hear the step in the waveform, particularly in the low frequencies, because the amplitude in the waveform has a resolution. It's digital, it's emulating analog. So it's better to not do any transformation from digital to analog. It's better to go analog from the beginning. If you listen to a 100 hertz signal from your generator, you'll also pick up a stepping high frequency as it goes up, steps up and then steps down again. You'll hear that as clicks, which is most probably not very good. Whereas pure audio will have no clicks because it's pure analog. But physically, it is possible, yes. It's not optimal. And sleep apnea, yeah, what to do? Well, one of the programs, David, that you get if you get the mindful audio unit, it comes with a sleep program. So yeah, just play that sleep program. It's been designed for sleep apnea. The strength of this Magic Pro is more than most full body mat pulsed EMF units. There are pulsed EMF units which are single coil that are large, which produce more power, or more magnetic field again. It's very focused. Remember that the Gauss rating that we have is for one coil within the mat, but there's 96 of them. So when you add them all together, it's quite a lot of power. Does the device have terahertz frequencies, Fina? No. And it's pretty safe to say that no pulsed EMF unit, regardless of their marketing literature, has got terahertz frequencies. A coil has got inductance. Inductance doesn't like high frequencies. If you have a coil with one turn, you won't be getting terahertz frequencies. Okay. So we can cross that off the list. And can the frequency healing device with the bank of healing frequencies be connected to the Magic Pro instead of my phone? Oh, I think the question is, can this be connected directly to Magic Pro? And the answer is yes. This is its designed purpose. It's got a cable socket, an output socket. I'll show you there in the center. It's a bit out of focus. The middle one there, that one there. And you just plug the cable into there. Now, David, you're asking a specific question. Will it help with platelets aggregating, which is rouleau? I do not have personal experience with that. I know with blood issues, another device we make is amazing for making clumped platelets become individual, making them nice and plump with a dimple in the center instead of being spikes. But we're talking cold laser here, not pulsed EMF. Have a look at our cold laser range. We have a little watch that you can strap on and wear during the day. That's the ideal unit for treating your blood. Pulsed EMF units can be used for treating blood conditions, but I do not have personal experience, and I prefer to know the facts before I say yes. Okay, Nura's answered also to Bob and Marty. Is the mat biphasic? Yes, it is. And are we able to get the frequencies from 1 hertz to 20 hertz? Yes, you are. So that's a yes and yes for you, Gordon. Tony, sorry, Tony Gordon. Biphasic means two different signals independent to each other. So one can be a high frequency, another one can be the same frequency plus a bit of a phase shift or a slightly different frequency. If it's a different frequency, you get what's known as a beat frequency. And those are in vogue at the moment on the internet for entrainment of the brain, but it can also be used for entrainment of the body. It's a really good way of sending low frequencies to your body. And most of your macro bodily functions are at low frequency. And Marley's asking, can I buy the Magic Pro now? I think we've pulled the plug, so I think it's all good to go now. I think what do they say? Our lines are open, or they have some corny phrase like that. But yes, you can buy it now. It is available for purchase. Now I can go slightly off topic because I've answered all the questions. While we were developing Magic Pro and we were looking at the depth of field, I was playing an audio track. It was the Eagles, of course, and it was loud again, of course, but I couldn't hear anything. I could see the lights flashing on the unit. And I went from another room into that room with the coil tester and the earpiece, and I could hear it when I entered that room. So the sound, the magnetic sound, if you like, covers quite a distance. Where we state it's 400 millimeters, or what's that, a foot and a third. That's really the effective, where the signal is very strong. But you can hear it from quite a distance. It's really amazing, just as an interest side. I'm not going to lay claim that it's going to treat everyone in the room and everyone in the same city as you, but it's just interesting, how people sort of associate audio with sound through the airwaves, and you think, well, that's the only way of transmitting information, but it's not. If you can do pure audio and sound, it's just remarkable. And then you can hear the proof of that using the coil tester. And it's not a dangerous EMF because the frequencies aren't in the terahertz, which is the question I was asked before. They're not dangerous, high energy, electron level values. It's all safe. Well, it's as safe as speech. It's kind of cool. And also it's kind of cool, when you saw the video of the mat lying down in the presentation, you can see the rings coming up and down. That's pretty much, if you could visualize a magnetic field, that's what it would look like, exactly like a fountain. And you'll get those rings because the outer ones respond to the lower frequencies, the inner one coils respond to the higher frequencies. You'll get the ring effect. It would look beautiful. I'm not sure about the color. I think the graphic artist took a few liberties there, but maybe different colors for different frequencies. But it's really amazing, just the distance that it works, even though it's not using a radio frequency, radio transmission, it's not using a poisonous EMF. Just the distance it worked was really remarkable. I couldn't believe it. And it's binaural, which means if you run a binaural program to the mat, you can have the coil tester resting on the mat, and if you have it in some positions on the mat, your brain starts to wobble at the binaural beat wobble, and it does so in a boat-like manner. It's not like a pulse like this one, bang 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 bang. It's rocking one to the other to the other. Really mesmerizing. And so it's easy to easy to imagine is how easy it is to nod off when you're on the mat. And you won't be annoying your neighbor because it's inaudible, you can't hear it. The ultimate sound bath experience. I guess so. You know, every time I do these seminars, for people that bother listening to me, I always tell them I'm not going to do a sales push. I'm not going to say it's the best. If I ever say something's the best, it's because I truly believe it, not because it's best for sales. There may be other analog pulse EMF units out there, and they might be good as well. I don't knock pulse EMF from other suppliers. Almost all of them work. There's one there's one that doesn't, but I don't want to get into legal trouble. But it's a big company too. But all the others that we've tested, they do work, so they are good. Pulse EMF as a technology is wonderful. So really, you just got to look at which ones you can afford and which ones will do the job. So that's been our focus. We've made sure our machines are affordable and they certainly do the job. Because it's a mat, I see that Siddharth is talking about the duration. Is it? We do recommend 30 minutes, mainly, I guess, because the programs last for 30 minutes at least, or up to an hour. So I guess in a clinical situation, if you run a health clinic, it's ideal. You just get the person lying on a mat, do your acupuncture while the person's on the mat, and they're getting double treatment. Siddharth is asking a question about the Gauss. It says 1,000 Gauss. It's just over 1,000. That's per coil. So at any point on the mat, that's the rate of Gauss. And unlike other pulsed EMF units, and including our other previous ones, it's easier to measure because the signals are not spikes. They're gentle, and it's easier to measure gentle signals. And so the power levels is quite reasonable. It's perfectly safe to use Magic Pro with pets, and the distance is pretty much the same as used with us. I mean, we're just animals ourselves, so just try and get the mat as close as possible, either under or over the animal. The field goes both ways, not just up, it also goes down. And so you can place the mat over the animal, if it's a large animal, if it's a horse, and it's not very heavy, especially spread open. So it's quite reasonable to use it in that way. A dog would rest on top of the mat and will certainly get the benefit of the treatments because the depth of the field. Yeah. And your cat is eager to get started. Yeah, it was actually a big cat though. You could have a whole tribe of cats there because the mat is very big. It seriously is large. If you get a tape measure out and measure out 2 meters, I think it's just under 2 meters, like 6 feet or something. It's really big and it's that wide. It's I've got to go out to show you. It's that. Well, I've got a mat here. I'll see if I can even just show you the width. Now, the mat was very expensive to make, but it's actually absolutely essential that we got that right. And we didn't want to have a substandard. I mean, this was and is our pro version, professional version. You don't make compromises on a pro version of a device. So this is the width of it, okay? Now, I can't, I'll try it and show you the length. There we go. Look, I'll put it into the corner here. touching the ground. You can see there, it's touching the ground now. It's big. It's a big mat. And the treatment is for the whole size of the mat. We wanted to ensure that it was large enough to even treat the bobs out there. So it's perfect for really large people as well. We are aware that there are other mat units out there, but quite often they do a little bit of a compromise and if the mat's just a little bit too short, so maybe down to the calf muscles and then that's it, which is okay. I mean, that's okay, but we wanted to do absolute full body, including the head. So this is why we decided to just pull out all the stops and make the very best, largest mat that we can. And it is a powerful mat. For some programs, the mat can get quite warm because of the energy that's flowing through it. So it is capable of delivering the goods. Okay, Sanjay has said, my question is not answered. I'm sorry, Sanjay, I've missed it out. I didn't skip it. It's just the excitement of the moment. I must have omitted to answer it specifically. Where we do get the bank of audios to treat various ailments. I'm a naturopath and have patients with varying problems. Okay, Sanjay, go to our frequencyheals.com website. That is where you can get the frequencies that we have created. And because I'm the world's worst salesman, I'll also point you towards YouTube because you can get a whole lot of healing programs there as well. What I have found though is on YouTube they mix frequencies with music playing, piano usually. And so a lot of the audio is wasted. Well, it's not really wasted, I guess, but it's spent for appeal, so it's pleasant to listen to, as opposed to purely focused on the healing process. Bob is saying, are you 4 foot 2 inches, John? Yes, I am 4 foot 2 tall. I'm proud of it. I tried to get a part as a hobbit in Lord of the Rings, but I needed more hair. Okay, Teresa, can I use my loyalty points from buying spooky product equipment towards this unit? I don't know. I'm not a salesperson. I'm not, but contact our sales department, and really, every single soul that we employ in our company are good, and we don't want to make anyone unhappy. We'll do our best to ensure that everyone is happy. So contact our sales or support. What is it? spooky2support.com. You go there. Wait, I think a chat box appears on the bottom right hand corner. Just click there to connect to a real human and then ask that question there. I think the same box appears if you go to MiraMate.com. I'm not sure. But have asked the question. Yes, spooky2support.com. That's one way of getting hold to a real human, and they can transfer or get the advice from a sales person. Okay, and Jura has answered David and Charlampos. Yeah, it's true. Charlampos was asking about the sleep quality, and it is true. You do sleep soundly with Magic Pro. Now, I've really put it down to the fact that it's analog and it's gentle. We've developed a specific sleep program that uses a binaural beat and that binaural beat changes through the program, so it takes you deeper and deeper and deeper until you're into the right zone. So that's that. So that's everything in a nutshell. Gosh, it's an hour already, but that's the unit. I do recommend people who have their doubts to look at just pulsed EMF websites in general, but even better if you can, do real research. Go to read the scientific journals, to read the healing abilities of pulsed EMF in general. Maybe you have already got a pulsed EMF device. Well, that's wonderful. You may not have used it to its full potential, so find out more and find whatever device you're comfortable with. I like to think that our devices are the best. I do have a personal involvement in it, so that's the disclaimer. But on the other hand, I don't push our products, really. I get excited very often, but I do balance that with the fact that other suppliers also produce good equipment. Very good equipment, a lot of them. It's just unfortunate that a lot of them are a little bit expensive. But there we have it. Can't change that. So yeah, our Magic Pro, our latest little or big baby. Yeah, we have one at home. We use it often. It's just a nice thing to have, especially when you need it. And it's one of those devices where you can set it up and you can kind of forget about it. And then when you need it, it's just already set up to use. It's different from our Big Magic insofar as our Big Magic, because it's lower power, it doesn't require a cooling fan. Our Magic Pro does have a cooling fan. We've made it as quiet as we could. Okay? If you have it on a bedside cabinet close to your head, the quiet fan noise may still disturb you. So that's saying one negative. If I was pushed into a corner. And also you need to have an audio device sending information. It isn't like a turn on device and then you walk away like our Big Magic is, or Magic, our Mini Magic. You've got to arrange an audio to be sent to it. I think those are the two disadvantages to it. Yeah. Comes with a really cool case. This is the case. It looks small in the presentation, but it's actually quite big. Everything fits in there. It's how we deliver it inside this, and then this goes inside a box. So inside here is the mat, the main unit, and other little trinkets that you might have thrown in there for you. So that's kind of a good thing, you can just pack it up and go. If you're going on a holiday somewhere, you can pack it up and just take the whole kit with you all in one. That's kind of good. I've sort of run out of words to say about it. I'll just check to see if there's any other questions. And the large bank of healing frequencies is the frequencies that you send to it via Bluetooth or via cable. I think that answers your questions. And Bob, you said yes, it can work without a phone. Well, yeah, but it needs some audio source, and so it needs to have something to transmit the information. How long does the sale last? It lasts for a month, so there's no rush. You can think it over. Yeah, I know. Some companies say for the next 24 hours, oh no, and then the pressure and stress. Well, if you're pressured and stressed, you're not going to heal, are you? So no, you've got a full month to think about it. Output power, the maximum peak power is 200 watts. Normal running power is around 80 to 100 watts. That's the true output power going to the coils. the maximum magnetic field, maximum field. The running field we measured at 1013.1 Gauss. Maximum field, I don't know. You'd have to get a peak meter and throw 200 watts onto the mat. We haven't measured the peak. I know a lot of people, they sell their pulsed EMF units and they give the peak magnetic field, but that's not really, I mean, if you only reach the peak under ideal conditions, then it's not really fair to state that. Okay, going through the questions again. Break out the vinyl records. Yep, that's right. And we will be recording this presentation, so you can view it later. Will a CD player work? Yes, it will. If you have a like a Walkman, the old-fashioned CD players, just plug it straight into the audio output, and that'll be fine. Make sure that the audio source is a low power source. You can tell if it's low power if it's not been designed to plug directly into loudspeakers. If it plugs into loudspeakers, then it's going to be a high power device. But if it plugs into headphones, then that port will be ideal. So yeah, your answers once again much better than I do. How long does it take to ship it to Ontario or Canada? Oh, Canada, there's a bit of water between here and there. Ooh, I don't know. It's quite large too, and so we've never shipped these yet, so we're not sure, but it shouldn't take too long. Our track record is pretty good for shipping. We don't use the cheapest shipping agent because we want to try and get things to the people as soon as possible, but it's still a sharp price. Oh, that's right, I did ask that question a while ago, and after they stopped laughing, they said for the customer can enter in the shopping cart their destination, and then it gives a time estimate and a cost estimate. I think that's how it worked. That was the answer I was given then, but that was quite a while ago. But I don't hear of anyone waiting too long for any of our products, including our Spooky Central, which is a really heavy scalar device. Even those shoot quite fast to the destination. So I wouldn't expect it'll be like weeks. Are all those healing frequencies already loaded into the mindful healing device when I get it? Well, mindful player, that has 4, so not all of them, but 4 of the good ones are on there, including Angel's Caress. Impulse square wave signal with frequencies. Dr. Barani. Well, if you want to impulse square wave signals, you can. Why not? Yep, and I have. In fact, in the Frequency Heals website, I have emulated the same signal which goes to our other pulsed EMF devices, because it's a more powerful unit. It'll be supplying it greater energy, but that's what it's doing. It's emulating the same program that's in 2 of our existing pulsed EMF devices. And Eura's explaining about the maximum strength of each Gauss, each coil. You can't multiply by 96 to get the maximum strength, but people do, and other less honest websites. Oh, if you can get away with it. Okay, and Alex has passed a comment that they've always been surprised how fast the items arrive. Yeah, we don't sit on our hands. When you buy something, you don't want to be waiting weeks and weeks for something to arrive. I mean, that's just wrong. And to Brisbane, for $2, it's taken about 5 to 7 days. And it's about the same to America. So no, we don't muck around. We did actually make a video that shows our part of our manufacturing and shipping departments. And you can see that, I don't know where the video is now. It was made quite recently, and it was part of the promotion of this Magic Pro Pulsed EMF. So maybe it's a new video, but if you look at Magic Pro videos, you'll find there's one video which shows our team. Oh, I remember what it was. It had me in it too, sitting on a hill. There's a story behind that, but it's for another day. But in that video, it shows inside our manufacturing place, which is just underneath us now. And we are very, very serious in quality. Everything is spotlessly clean. Everything is charted, put up on the wall. Everything is there for a reason. Even the Ho'oponopono chanting you see that's been stuck onto the storage shelf has been put there for a reason. Everything. And you'll see a production line, a really modern production line, and it wasn't staged. This is what we do. We have rows of people. Each person's got a very specific task, and they don't go fast. Their purpose is not to go fast. I mean, we don't sell huge volumes of products anyway. Our focus is on quality. If one person's, say, putting a power supply module into a device, they take real care to make sure that power supply is not going to fail. Any failures of a power supply is going to go straight to them. So people make sure that their part that they're playing is good. And so the whole assembly line is like a musical song. It just plays smoothly, and it's not a sweatshop. We have a lot of fun. We have really, really good people here. We take care of them. We look after our staff, and they look after us. So it's a really nice company, and we make nice products. Okay, does it support? Okay, can you connect? Okay, is it possible to connect two mats? Not two mats to one main unit. Okay, each MiraMate is rated at 200 watts. The mat is drawing a lot of that power. If you have two mats, you will overload this unit. So you need to have two complete units if you really want to have two mats. But why would you need two mats, Walter? Because these mats are huge. I don't know why you'd want to use two mats. Yeah, two mats would definitely overload the unit. Stella is asking, does it support the voltage 110 volts and 220 to 40 volt range? Yes, the main power supply unit is multi-voltage, and we ship the correct plug to the country where it's going to. And my answers are conflicting with yours a little bit. Oh, okay, MiraMate Magic Pro is free shipping. There you go. Because I'm purposefully not involved with marketing or anything like that. I don't know some answers. If I did become involved with those details, it'll be detrimental for both MiraMate and Spooky. It would mean that my mind is elsewhere, and my mind may be focused on what it shouldn't really be focused on. My focus is developing the best equipment possible for people. I don't want to be focused on sales or anything like that. And Yura said you can connect two mats to use. No, Walter, you can't. Really, you can't. Trust me, I made it. Okay, and yep. David's asking, how many users do we have now? It used to be 48,000 users. How many now? It ought to be more than 48,000 users now. But, well, go on to our I don't do Facebook, okay? Facebook really doesn't like me. I've got to use someone else's account now to go into Facebook because I get asked for... it's a really long, sad story. And I'm going to make it sound worse, so I won't even bother. But I don't go on Facebook. And I don't know how many people are on Facebook now. I'd have to ask someone else. But it quite possibly is much more than 48,000. Maybe one of our viewers can tell me how many people are on Facebook. And you've got the forum as well. And also the people that don't do online social media. It doesn't mean that they don't exist, right? And so they email us directly, and we've got an enormous number of people that are part of our family now, global, enormous, absolutely enormous, and it's wonderful. Okay, Eura has just told us that there's more than 67.2 thousand people on our YouTube channel. That's not too bad. And David saying he doesn't want to use Facebook either. Face plant, that's funny. It's yeah, Facebook scares me because it's sort of like sticky fingers. I don't want to know. I, if I put information on Facebook, I don't want to be liked. What is a like? It's meaningless. I don't know. I just don't get it. My mindset isn't wired that way. But maybe it's just a reflection of the era where I was growing up. If I wanted to talk to someone, I go and I talk to them, or I phone them up or something. Okay, so, and also of course there's the privacy issues and stuff. And I was moderated on Facebook when I was on there, and now I've got to prove that I'm me. And part of the verification process is sending a text to my phone, but China blocks texts from Facebook, so I can't self-verify. So this is my dilemma. But even if I was able to access my account, I wouldn't bother. I think one staff member here has got access to my account. I think, not sure. But I've been effectively cut out from Facebook. Yeah. I mean, why should... I mean, I can show them a passport of me, and send a photo of me, passport. I mean, but that's not enough. That's not enough for Facebook. So they're playing hardball with me, and I haven't got the energy to fight with them. And I'm thinking, what's the benefit if I am on Facebook? I'd never use it really. So, I mean, I use Skype for face communications to my family in New Zealand and stuff. Okay, back to the point. Here we go. Another question. Cheryl is asking, must you be directly on the mat, or can I put a sheet over it? Oh, well, good question. Now you can put it under sheets and cushions. Visualize, let's see, 400 is about that far above the mat. The field will penetrate, and it will penetrate sheets and blankets as if there's nothing there. In fact, it's best to use a sheet and possibly a blanket because it helps make it slightly more comfortable. So sure, certainly. Every time that I've used it under a mattress protector and a sheet. And so that's like maybe that thickness, give or take a bit. And it doesn't make the treatment any less effective. Yeah, it's it's great that way. Okay, any more questions on I bet you that time. Yeah, as long as the sheet is not over 40 centimeters thick, which is quite a thick sheet. I think they call them blocks of timber. But even beyond 400 millimeters or a foot and a third, it still gives therapy. It's just not so powerful. On a technical level, the further away you get, the weaker the signal gets. It's the same with speech. The further you get away from a person, the more difficult it is to hear them. So it's not difficult to sort of put your mind around that. So of course, the closer you are to the person, the easier it is you can hear them. Same with the mat. The closer you are to the mat, the easier it is for the cells in your body to hear the magnetic fields. By comparison, what is the field size of the big magic unit? Hey, that's a good question. Hey, Yura, can you find a big magic mat so I can put them side by side? Actually, I tell you what, I can give you an answer even without that. It's a quarter of the Magic Pro. It's like having 4 big magic mats side end on end. Yeah, and the width becomes part of the length. That's very close to the size difference. So it's 4 times the area. Still is asking a question. If I use Spooky Remote with Generator X, can I sleep on this mat? Their frequency won't interfere with each other. Still, I'm going to give you a long answer. I hope you're sitting down. Now, the answer is going to be more with Spooky than MiraMate. So if you're thinking about buying a Magic Pro, just go for a cup of coffee for the next couple of minutes while I give this answer. Remotes don't transmit information. If you put any device between the remote and yourself, it will not block the information. If you go further away, it doesn't make it less. What it does, it's only the information that is being sent. By sending, okay, here's point A, here's point B. Point A sends the word not this way, but by this way. Like a magic trick, cue magic trick. This word appears here. Quantum entanglement is such that it's like it's connected already with a piece of string, and you pull this, and the other hand gets pulled instantaneously. It doesn't have to spend time transferring, so it's zero delay. It doesn't have to cross over anything. It's the information appears in your DNA when the DNA is subjected in your remote to a signal. So it's not like, hello, and then your cells hear it, hello, like this. Remotes don't work that way. Remotes do not transmit in the way that you normally think of transmitting. It's the information is sent, not the signal. It's an instantaneous. It's like if I was a magician, I'd make something I'm holding here appear here, and it doesn't transfer across. I wonder if I've said it right. I explained it clearly. Okay. Okay. So that yes, you can use remote, and it's why you can run many different programs on a remote simultaneously for the same reason. The frequencies don't mingle on their way to your body. Okay. If I was this is a question asked by Catherine. If I was lying on the unit and someone, for example, had their foot or hand on it, just smack them. I don't know. That's not the question. it would only affect the part they had on the mat. Yes, that is true. It's not a quantum device, so therefore it's only the part that's on the mat that will be treated. Can you use the Magic Pro on the chair sitting? We don't recommend it because we recommend the mat to be used fully extended. If it's folded and then you sit on it, it may put stress. The mat at the folding joints, at the folding hinges, has interconnections between the matrix of coils, and if it is pulled apart, like forcibly sat on, it's being stressed and may cause over time a breakage in the joint. We've made it as strong as possible and tried to make it so it can handle that. But still, ideally, it's best to use the coil on a flat surface, ideally a reasonably firm surface as well. You're saying some patients cannot lie down because of pain. Well, David, my advice in this case would be to get, some clinic beds can be raised and so it can form part of a bed. And in that case, it's quite a firm chair. So if the chair isn't like a comfortable chair that you can sink into, then in that case, that will be okay. It's really the flexing of the mat at that joint, at that corner, that could cause damage. And is it okay to use Spooky Tooth Scaler with the Magic Pro? Now Scaler is a very different thing altogether. It's best not to use any electrical device really in a scalar field for more than one reason. Probably the biggest reason is that the Magic Pro produces a lot of magnetic field which can disturb the link cable which is between the two scalar transmit receive boxes. That's probably the biggest reason. The other reason is it's an unknown. It might actually be a benefit in the other sense, where the scalar field is sending the healing pulsed EMF deeper into your body perhaps, or over a larger area. But that is an unknown, so I can't really give an answer on that. And you're as busy in the background answering questions. Oh yeah, Teresa's saying, couldn't you lie the mat over someone if they can't lie down? Absolutely. The field goes both top and bottom. In fact, it was just only a few days ago when we were looking at the video, and the video showed the pulses going up. And I had mentioned before that an equal field also goes downwards. And they say, why don't we show the field going down in the video as well? And I said, well, who'd want to have the mat on top of them? And then I started thinking about it, and then I realized that I was being silly because a lot of people would want to have the mat on the top of them. It's just that I hadn't really thought about it. But it is an equal field on either side of the mat. So sure, if you want to use the mat as a blanket, in particular if someone is bedridden and can't move easily or roll onto the mat, then in that case it's very practical and good to use the mat over the person. Yeah, that's it. There's another question that's come in from Marley. It's not concerning Magic Pro, but a friend has got two daughters with genetic mutations. Would Spooky or anything help them? Things that are hereditary, you can't change DNA, but you can change the expression of the DNA. You can do that through two different ways. You can do that through frequency emulation through RRM. This information is quite complicated and very difficult to understand, so it's really best to dig online. Dr. Irene Cossack developed this RRM method of deriving frequencies of emulating substances and both inhibiting and enhancing expression of proteins, which are just amino acid chains. This is really technical and I didn't plan to go into all this, but yes, you can, through a multifaceted approach, help people that have got genetic conditions. Frequencies I've just mentioned now, also through supplementation and lifestyle changes. All of those three things can help reduce how your body expresses the DNA. Yeah, can you write it down, doctor names and where? Oh, okay, RRM. If you write down RRM, and then Dr. Irene, IRENE, Cossack, COSIK, I think it is. She's a lovely lady. I met her during a quantum conference in Beijing quite a few years ago. Yeah, that's right. Cossack, is it, or Cossack? Okay, that may be right. She's, a beautiful soul. She's super smart. She's the sort of person where after talking to her, your head's just full of ideas and she's very bubbly, wonderful person. And she's developed a technique to derive frequencies. She found through her research which compounds were great for dealing to COVID-19, for example, because they used free electron energy modeling to fill the gaps where the spikes would latch onto your cells. So there's no latch point for the virus and passes straight through. And so she was really leading the field in that area. And using her methods, we derived the knowledge that luteolin was also a natural compound, very close to quercetin and others which she had found, which also helps with COVID-19. So yeah, when we get COVID-19, we only get it for a couple of days. In fact, I'm going to say it because there's no one here to argue with me. I've had COVID 3 times now, right? The first time was the worst. I had it for 2 days, and then I was clear of it. Second time was when I went to New Zealand, and I had COVID-19 without a word of a lie, and was tested through the laboratory, the slow test. I forget, a pack test, where they use way deep up your nose, and then they send it to a laboratory and they try and get something out of it. For 1 day, I was tested positive in the morning, and in the afternoon I was negative, and I was out of the country the day after. So, and I always supplement with this luteolin. And the third time was a week ago, where I was sick for a couple of days, but it was really just 1 day. I had the COVID headache, and so I just kept in bed and felt sorry for myself. But through supplementation and through frequencies, you can make a big thing into a little thing. So yeah, and I think it's 4 times. I'm not sure, but yeah. There's another time I've missed, but I'm not going to tell you about that time. But it's for all these times, I've never been knocked off my feet, even though people around me have been very, very sick and had high fevers and stuff. So don't ever think of a problem just with one solution in mind. There's a lot of things that you can do to get yourself well, and certainly Magic Pro will go a long way towards resolving a multitude of health conditions, and specifically health conditions which people would say, well, you really need to see a psychiatrist to resolve this problem and dig into these emotional trauma. This, yes and no. You think about it, and it makes sense. When you're feeling low and you're in your corner, one of the things that can bring you out is just melodious music. You know, your favorite tune. Think now, what is your favorite tune? Now, depending on your age group and other preferences, it could be classical music. It could be the sound of your children or your dog playing with you. It's something which gives you inherent joy and fills you with happiness. And when you're in this state, this is when you heal. Quite often it's the difference between the people that keep above ground and those that don't. It's a lot to do with mindset. With happiness, scientists say it's, you know, endorphins and all the rest of it. Yes and no. But it's more than that. It's always much more than that. And the people that are naturally optimistic, and inside they're strong, they turn negatives into positives. They're the survivors. And so if you can play your favorite sound, whatever it is, it could be a waterfall, it could be anything. Through this device, every single part of your body is receiving it. Your soul isn't just in your brain. Your brain is your computer, your processing plant. When you think, you know, you think, well, what's the most important part of your body? What's your brain? But what is it that's telling you that? Every part of your body has got intelligence. So it makes sense to send information to your whole of your body. I can't believe I said that. Okay, any questions to save me? Okay. Okay. Well, we'll call it a day. Thank you very much for your participation and for your wonderful questions. If you have any further questions, if you think, gosh, I wish I'd asked that, then please go online and ask our staff, and then we'll provide the answers. We'd like to provide as much information as possible to users. I mean, any purchase of this size, you've got to think about it, right? So you need to find out more information. We'll ask, you know, we've presented a lot of information now, and maybe it's enough, or maybe you've got another few questions that haven't been answered during this presentation. But feel free to contact us. You know, we'll probably ignore you. I don't think we've ignored anyone ever. Sometimes we get overwhelmed with people asking questions, but I think we always get back to you. Thank you very much for viewing. Viewers, put our contact email if you prefer to email us. It's support@miramate.com. And love to you all. I wish I was able to meet more of you face to face. I get a lot of people contacting me and telling me a bit about themselves and what they do, and I'm sort of thinking, gosh, and there's just me doing just a little bit and they're doing so much, you know. And I'm thinking, these are wonderful people. I'd love to meet them. I wish that I lived next to them so I could throw rocks through their windows. I really wish, you know, that the world was a little bit smaller so I could go and meet you guys. I do hope to do some traveling in the near future. Maybe I will, maybe I won't be going to your part of town, but if I do, please come along and say hi. We do our best to make any conferences that we hold free for the ones that we have, because we're mindful people haven't got much money. So I know that we're going to be going to Hong Kong and some other places in the near future. I said, look, let's pay the price of the rooms ourselves, you know. These people are taking time out of their lives to come and see us. We should be thankful. And that killed that subject. So we'll yeah. So you can't say, oh, I couldn't afford to go and see them. You can. It's just the time. So yes, if we are ever in your part of town, please come. I'd love to meet you, and I'd love you to teach me a bit more about things. I love being taught. I love learning. There's many different ways of healing, many different ways. I think as soon as you close your mind, then you've started down one particular track, and it might not be the right track. And quite often it's best to apply more than one different way of healing. People have asked during this presentation, can they heal using Spooky Remote while they're healing with Magic Pro? Questions like this are very good. Yeah, it is always wise to combine different methods. Yeah, this magnifies the results. Okay, so I'll say goodbye to you all. Please keep on passing the love forwards. Help those that you love, those you don't love, the people you despise. It's hard, but it's really got to be done. Someone's got to make the move and be the first to say, look, this isn't an apology, I just want to help, and then help. And sometimes, more often than not, good things happen as a result of that. And I've seen this so many times. So keep on passing that love forwards. If you've got our devices, lend them out to people that need them, or invite people in to help them with their problems. Yeah. Help as many people as you can. That's what drove us to form our company, to make a change in the world. We're making a change. We've got 62.7 thousand people on our YouTube channel. So we're getting there, but there's still millions to go. Take care, everyone. Till next time. Bye-bye. Oh yeah. Another one bites the dust. I can see the people popping off the attendee list. There's another one down to 40. Thanks for watching and participating. It's always good to see people that are actively involved in their own health and wanting to learn more. There was a time when we would have a summer and not many people would watch, maybe 10, 12 people would watch. And we were thinking, gosh, is it really that few people that want to take control over their own health? That few people that don't realize that there are things they can do to get better. But it's changing. It is changing. And we're part of that change, a small part of that change. It's nice to be part of that change. It's a bit like the charity that we do. You know, we donate money and stuff. But we are part of huge charity organizations. And when you give money, it's not, when we do it, it's on behalf of you, so it's not our money. But we can't help but feel the buzz, you know, and getting the feedback of the people that we've helped, just emails and videos that they've seen and the photos and just everything. Yeah, we get the buzz too. That'll never change. Okay, bye. I've got to give my throat a rest. Take care. Bye-bye.